That's my whale sound. Hi and welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben and this is my review for Netflix's original series On My Block Season 3. Now's the chance for you to get into the comments below. Let me know if you were excited for this. Chat to me there. I will be there. But for now, let's jump into the review. They thought life was about to return to what passes for normal in Freeridge, but the stakes just got even higher. So, On My Block is about 4 teenagers, Cesar, Jamal, Ruby, Monse. Shut the hell up! And the first 2 seasons I thought were incredible. I had a few friends telling me, you need to watch On My Block, and unfortunately, I didn't get around to watching it. They kept badgering me, have you seen On My Block yet? Have you seen On My Block yet? I'm like, okay. So Netflix gave me the screeners to watch Season 3, so I thought I better get round to watching Season 1 and 2. I don't want to watch Season 3 without that. And so the last 48 hours I've been binging On My Block, and I have to say, wow, I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was. The first 2 episodes did take me a bit by surprise, and I thought, no, I'm not going to enjoy this. The dialogue is quite cheesy. There's a weird comedy to it I wasn't expecting. But before I knew it, the story had me, the characters had me, and the way it's put together, the real life juxtaposition of having this comedy with the real dark moments, growing up in an area which is obviously hard to grow up in with gangs, and then actually having to deal with normal teenage stuff. There's a lot of harking back to, well, for me, for the 80s, of like a growing up film. It's definitely a coming of age story, and I thought, wow, okay, so you got that mix. Uh-oh. And I'd not seen something quite like this before. You could also be forgiven for thinking that this would be one of those shows that could be filmed in front of a live studio audience, because sometimes the comedy and the dialogue just comes off like that. You expect to hear canned laughter. Dicks. But where this takes a skewed turn is when they bring it back to real life moments, where the character development is driven in such a way that they're experiencing real life moments, and that is where for me the series strives to be something different, and that's where it's strongest. And so the end of season 1, there was such a cliffhanger that I was so glad that I had season 2 to watch, because damn, I don't think I could have gotten through that. Then season 2 is basically the repercussions of these 4 teens, of what they've had to go through, and so season 3, you think that maybe the stakes are going to get let up a bit. But that's not really the case here. And so the writing with the arc or the overarch story is once again giving them something to do. Jamal has a case to solve, and the stakes are super high. It's their lives on the line. They've got to find somebody. And I like that overarching storyline that they've done. This season is shorter, and I have to say, I do think it's not as good as season 1 and 2. Half of the season feels like they're saying goodbye. And I don't think we're going to get another season. It feels like it wraps up and finishes at the end of the 8th episode. They could bring it back, but I don't think they should either. This 3rd season, it feels like the coming of age stuff is they're almost done with, and they're growing up, they're learning to be who they are. There's a lot of writing centered towards those moments where you see the individuals have to grow up in certain ways, in ways they hadn't yet. And so the first 2 seasons, we had them experiencing life, everything to do with sexuality, with dealing with parents, with dealing with gangs, with violence, and all of that in the mix, as well as them doing the storylines of them trying to find out where the money is from season 1 and season 2, and then the repercussions of that in season 3. And so it's a weird mix for me, because I think it's good. I enjoyed it. The comedy's still there. Jamal is my favorite character. I like Ruby because my name is Ruben, and I had a nickname when I was in school called Ruby, so that touched the nerve. I also love the Gran. I think every time there's this I guess not confrontation, there's this conversation dialogue going on between the Gran and Jamal. Their relationship, I think, is very entertaining. There are a lot of different relationships that grow. Everybody seems to grow in this final season. I think it's all about growing up and about experiencing life, and that things change. There's a lot of change. You might be nervous about change. I know a lot of people don't like change. There's a lot of change in this season, and I think that's their kind of reflection back at society, or back at what it means to grow up. And I think it's going to touch a lot of nerves in a good way. It's going to be real for a lot of people. So even though you have this great dialogue, it's very well acted. I think they found some fantastic leads when it came to these 4 actors. I think they're I think they're amazing. They're great at what they do. I wasn't sure at the beginning, and now I'm completely sold. I wish there were like 6 or 7 seasons of On My Block, but I don't think we're gonna get more. But I do think it's a solid season. If I had to rank them, I would probably rank 1, 2, and 3 because of the overarching storyline. I thought it was amazing in season 1, and again, you feel the repercussions of season 1 flow into season 2, and then they're all dealing with what they've gone through in season 3 and growing up and going in different directions. And I like that, but I also found it very difficult because I so liked the storylines of season 1 and 2, and I felt like it was just a bit different for season 3. That's not to say it's not good. I'm still going to give this an A, but the others for me, season 1 was like A plus, season 2 A minus, and this is an A. So they're all solid. I really like the acting in this. It feels real. Even as an adult, there's stuff I can relate to with their age, but I'm more relating to like the father-son relationships, the brother relationships. There's lots. I think everybody's going to relate to this in different ways. And I really hope people hear more about this because I think it's almost like the underdog on Netflix. The people that have seen this are always championing in this series and going, you need to watch this. And I understand why now. It's crafted well, it's acted well, the music is phenomenal, it's often a character in the series. And if you need something to watch, there's 3 seasons of this now. Do check it out. The 3rd season has just dropped. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed it as much as I do. It is unique, the juxtaposition between the real life laughing out loud comedy that's often just what is going on, and then other times you're just so dark and so sad. It's a good mix. So do chat to me in the comments below of what you thought. Let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching this review, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.